and gentlemen, the national anthem of the newly formed Ududuwa Nation.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. If it's morning, wherever you are watching me from today, good morning. If it's evening, good evening. You know what? It doesn't matter what it is, whether morning, afternoon, or evening. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is the topic. If you can read the topic very well, activating the people's power over 1999 Constitution. Before we can activate the power, somebody must know exactly what they're doing. They must have researched it. They must have worked on it. They must have understand everything. And they have taken everything step by step by step by step, like climbing a stairs. They're not taking 2 steps at a time. But in reality, they are actually taking the steps in a very, very gentle and procedural way so that they won't make mistake. With me on the program today, I have our knowledgeable barrister who has made a lot of research, who has made a lot of inquiry, who has made a lot of finding about how to get ourselves out of the stupid 1999 Constitution. And what is happening now is that they've got to the final stage, whereby they've given the president to do something, they didn't do anything. They've given the governors and the legislators the power to do something, the chance to do something about it, and they couldn't do anything about it. So they have now passed it on to the people's who owns the power in everything that we can talk about. The people's power. You see, every time they have this form of logo and they put this hand there, that is the collective power of the people. And that is the next stage in the constitutional force majeure that I will be speaking to Barrister Tony Nandi on the program today. Once again, I want to welcome every one of you. If you are just joining me for the first time, you haven't seen this program before, please, for the sake of God, for the sake of humanity, to save some souls, some lives, to free from people from bondage, please try and share this program. Let's talk about it. I'm going to be bringing Tony in very soon. I just want to make sure that Mr. Tony is completely ready for me, which I believe he is. Mr. Tony, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Welcoming viewers one more time.
We've been fighting to bring this one on for some time now, but the best time is the time that we actually brought it now. He's here now. Yeah, how are you today?
Yeah. I'm good.
Congratulations on actually activating the people's power. You've done that. I know it's a mammoth task to get to where you've gotten to, because when we look at everything that you've done, it's taking you about 20 years to get here.
Yes.
You've done it
Not just me. It's the project, the process involving all of the sides from the south and the middle belt. So but finally, this is the culmination of a long process. But I tell you, it's an irreversible, situation. That constitution is gone. The constitution of Nigeria is dead now, and we just have it's like the prison gate has been shattered from the constitutional force majeure joint multi-regional action. It's a joint jailbreak design actually by the South and Middle Belt from the Caliphate prison we call Nigeria. And so by the action of 16th December, by the constitutional force majeure of 16th December in 2020, the prison gate has been forced open. So what we're doing today is to rally the inmates, those who have been trapped in that prison for so long. The Caliphate prison they call Nigeria. We're now at the threshold of rallying them to the exit gate, all of them. But at this moment, Yoruba came out today telling the whole world that they are fed up with the madness that Nigeria has become. And then all in you remember again that on the 17th of March in this 2021, we had come out to invite the segments, the tiers of government. We didn't address our proclamation. The demands of the 16th December 2020 proclamation was addressed exclusively to the federal government, and we gave the federal government 90 days to come forward, bring themselves to the table of discussion, because the owners of the sovereignty, the sovereignties that consolidated, forcefully consolidated and confiscated, hijacked by an illicit federal government. The owners of the sovereignties are the Nigerian indigenous nationalities. So this alliance is about the owners of the sovereignties coming together to rescue themselves from the calamity that Nigeria has become for all of them. And we had to organize them in the formations like Yoruba bloc. They have their definite footprints, a clear map with the people raising their charter, raising their constitution. Then in the eastern half of southern Nigeria, or the lower Niger, we also have a charter of relationships, a clear map, the map of 1885, you've seen it before, and discussions that have now come through Solomon Assembly in 2015 to a charter of relationships where the George Ogoni, the Anang, the Efik, everybody, will be consolidating, their territories to be one political union, federating on terms that are satisfactory to the big and small, little Isoko, little Ogoni, little Chekiri, Big Ijo, Big Aibo, all of them, but everybody on the table as equal partner. All those things Nigeria refused to do for us since 1914 is what we're doing for ourselves. But the first order of business is to get rid of the same thing going on in the middle belt. So the alliance, like you've seen the map several times, the alliance is one between the Yoruba bloc, the middle belt, and the lower Niger. Between the three of us, we are telling those who impose Sharia that we can no longer continue to endure the union of death they've turned Nigeria into. We endured the backwardness for 60 years. We endured all the centralization and the confiscation of assets, oil and gas of Niger Delta, the ports of Lagos, the bitumen of Ondo, the limestone of Benue. But now, the same people who impose Sharia have also gone to open the borders to bring their Fulani kinsmen to overrun the whole, kill off everybody and take their land. That's what they're doing. And they also recruited ISIS in that joint venture between them that became ISWAP. You remember how Boko Haram came? The people who are the helms of affairs in Nigeria were directly involved in how Boko Haram emerged, being appointed. So I'm talking about your president now, Buhari, and we've seen some of the people, high-level people in government. You saw the one that says it's a minister for communication, whatever. The one that says it's a Pantami or whatever, terrorists, every way you can describe a terrorist. Like Gumi, whatever Sheikh Gumi was doing is what this pandemic was doing. Now his minister is the one in charge, is now in control of the database of Nigeria. And Nigerians are still sitting around thinking they have a country. These people are changing the demographics forcefully. The NIN, the one they say you have to link some kind of your national identity with telephone and all kinds of. They just bring in their own, the Fulani they say belong here. So when the governor in Bauchi said that the Fulani belong there. So they want to take over this space. And the owners of this entire land say no. And that's what, that's the process we've, shepherded for this 21 years that has now culminated in this force majeure. And we gave the federal government 90 days to turn up the table of discussion. They didn't come. We gave the next year government 30 days consultations, since we didn't address our demands to them initially. Again, that ended yesterday. They didn't come. So today, the entire discussion is now being moved, has been moved to the people, the owners of the sovereignty, and that's how we came about the theme of the conference, activating the people's power. That's where we are, and we took the same 90 days and 30 days, which came to 120 days that we gave the 2 tiers of government in Nigeria. We're taking 120 days to move the consultations to the people. But I tell you, that consultation is like the type that happened in Ibadan today. Is now the rallies we saw in Ibadan today is there will be town halls all over the country. There will be all kinds of engagements so that we can present these propositions, the NINA's propositions for how everybody can recover their sovereignty. That's where it has entered, and it is now up to them to decide what to do with their sovereignty. But as for whether the 1999 Constitution is dead, I can assure you that Constitution died from the action taken on December 16th of 2020. Many of our people don't understand what the Constitution is. They think Constitution is the document the lawyers carry around. The Constitution is actually the union. If the Constitution is dead, then there's no union. And from that point, every discussion, even as we speak, every discussion will be more of, are we willing to go back to some kind of meeting to form a union? If no meeting holds, I tell you, Yoruba will proceed with their self-determination processes and take back their portion. The eastern side will proceed, the middle belt will proceed, will bring to the UN to sit down with the people who manage the process at the UN headquarters. You saw when in 2019, August, the UN Special Rapporteur on Nigeria, came to investigate the blood that was flowing all over Nigeria. What was her report? She said that our constitutional arrangement was like pressure cooker for injustice. That's the UN speaking. The ICC come to the conclusion that what was happening in Nigeria is like is basis for investigating Nigeria for crimes against humanity. You see the mass slaughter going on everywhere, and people pretend they're in government to watch over our back, whereas they are actually the sponsors of the evil we've been living through. So the Nigeria that is defined by that 1999 Constitution is no longer our project. It's not our project, and all the institutions anchored on it, whether it is the states, the 36 states they created for themselves. So they are not those Imo State and Abia State and Oyo State. They are not our project. It's Nigeria that did their things by decree. All those Nigerian Army, Nigerian Police, Nigerian NNPC, all the institutions anchored upon that fraudulent constitution. They're not our institutions. If you want to know why we're saying they're not our institutions, we're saying that the people who imposed that constitution created all those institutions and they've now seized the control of it. Look at who controls all those. They put Nigeria's name, but it's basically Caliphate Nigeria we're discussing now. It's not the Nigeria we agreed in Lancaster House that is still in place. And we're saying we've endured it at least in this last round. We've endured it for 21 years in 1999, and we are not willing to endure it anymore. We've endured the confiscation of our assets. We've endured the suppression of our rights, particularly the right to self-determination, because the constitution we have now was made in negation of our right to self-determination, in defiance of our right to self-determination. They just because we're supposed to be the one deciding, with our sovereignty, what we do, and that's why the preamble to the Constitution say we the people are solemnly resolved when we never met. So all of that madness now have to be brought to some kind of to a final stop, and that final stop is that the Constitution of Nigeria has been put to death by the constituents who actually own the sovereignty. Nigeria is confiscating and hijacking from them. We're a majority now, the whole of the South and the whole of the Middle Belt working together. And we have the formations in which we'll take away, our various portions and go into fresh protocols. Nobody will carry his own land into the Atlantic Ocean, but we're going to be able to work out the terms under which Yoruba will relate to the Middle Belt or relate to the East. Everybody has their constitutions being made out right now. And in this 120 days, as these consultations are going on, we will expect that more of our people will take their time to understand what is being said. Whether you want Odua Republic, or you want Biafra Republic, or you want resource control in Niger Delta, or you want restructuring that everybody has been crying about, the brick wall before you is that constitution. So for one time, except we're deceiving ourselves, the most urgent business to do in Nigeria now is to take down that constitution, because that is what will lead you to whatever else you want. It is when we have taken down that constitution that we go into transition and now go to make the choice of what we do next by referendum. It's as simple as that. There's no reason why it should take more than 6 months from the time we agree to solve this problem to get to where people are voting in referendums. So Yoruba will vote in referendum, to decide what they do with their sovereignty. If for any reason no meeting holds, if for any reason somebody thinks you can continue to point guns at people and then talk down on what they're doing, I tell you, the equation has changed. Yoruba sovereignty is in their hand now to exercise whichever way they deem fit. We're only trying to bring some order so it doesn't become anarchy, in the manner it can go. So that's where we are. And you can see the rallies going on in Ibadan right now, because they haven't stopped. They moved from Majeure and they are all over, as I speak, they are all over the city. They took off from locations to gather in Majeure, and then they are still going around. Ilanomo Doa being the umbrella, the flagship organization leading them in where they want to go. Self-determination, that's what it's called. I hear some semi-literate people talking about secession. Seceding from what? If anybody seceded from Nigeria, it must be the 12 contiguous states of the FANO that imposed Sharia in the midst of a secular, union we thought we were building. They seceded from the secular union of Nigeria. So the other people are not talking about secession; they are talking about dismantling the fraud. I'm sure you heard Pastor Paul Adefarashin. In fact, I will need our audience to listen to his, articulation of what he thinks Nigeria has become. Let me see. And so it's something that the union has failed. The union has failed. I will appreciate it if so that those who do not understand what we are talking about, maybe because of the language we have used to communicate it, can listen to how Pastor Paul Adefarashin. So he says Nigeria is a scam, and that is a fraud. That this constitution is a fraud, and he says we shouldn't be thinking of going to another getting to another election under this constitution, and that the political actors, the political parties, should realize that this is not a matter for them. That is the owners of the land that now want to save themselves from death. If you find some 2-3 minutes to the video is a minute and 50 seconds, so that our people can hear it from some other people. What Nigeria has become.
Wow.
So that's what we came to do in Ibadan today, to launch that phase. Having waited, the government has abandoned the people to their devices. You saw the Minister of Defense that said people should go and defend themselves from the armed invaders, who they themselves said came from outside Nigeria. We know they came from Senegal, we know they came from Mali, They came from, Burkina Faso, everywhere. Fulani people. But we saw the governor in Bauchi telling us that they belong here. We saw the President Buhari through our borders open, and they trooped in. Now they're documenting them in the pretense of NIN, So, and they're not coming to try to fend for themselves or find a way to live and survive here. No, they're coming to kill off the owners of the land and take the land. That's what they're coming for. And then we say, no, it won't happen, because the reason they're able to come to everywhere is because there's a union called Nigeria. But that union is anchored on a constitution, the 1999 constitution. If you remove that constitution, there's no union. So what we did was to strategically target the ousting of that constitution, and we succeeded in doing that already. You remember that Professor Yadudu, the one who helped them to midwife that constitution into being, he was Abacha's man Friday. He had processed that constitution to keep Abacha as life president over Nigeria, but nature intervened and Abacha moved on. So that Absalom Abaka retained him, and he was the one that did the darkroom work of bringing about that constitution. In July 2020, Professor Awalu Yadudu went out to raise alarm that those who were planning to tackle the constitution in the manner he heard, because then we were holding consultations towards, we had to rally all parts of the country into readiness for that constitutional force majeure, because it's not a one-day event. It's something that it's a machinery. It's a machinery, joint multi-regional machinery and strategy to roll out against that constitution, take it down, and midwife the emergence of a successor constitutional protocols amongst all the peoples of the alliance territory. And so Yadudu raised an alarm that from what he was hearing, that if that action is taken, that the legal basis of the Nigerian Union will be unhinged. I can announce to us now that the legal basis of that Nigeria is unhinged, and I'm sure you may have seen the press statement, the full text of what we put out today.
Yes.
I encourage our people to please go read what we've put out, because it's just a matter of knowledge or ignorance. If you do not know what's going on, the Nigeria you knew is no more. If you do not stand up to take your own portion, the Fulani will wipe you out and take over whatever they find in your own space. And we are now a majority. They can't get anywhere. If that constitution that brings them to our space is no more, they have to explain to Yoruba people what they're doing in Yoruba land. By the time we move on to where the day after this round of consultation with the people, the power of the people will be unleashed against anybody who comes in the name of that constitution, and particularly against the political merchants of the South and Middle Belt, the ones who go to swear to defend and uphold that constitution that was imposed on us by these invaders. They will be the first line of engagement with the people who have been killed in the Middle Belt, with the people who now say they're fed up in Yoruba land for the killings happening in their farmlands and cities. Yeah. We had just yesterday that an Oba in Ekiti had been kidnapped, but they're acting with impunity. And you saw me saying,
listen to this
Ubago and Amotek cannot stop them from the brigand danger that is costing so much blood. Look, the Union of Nigeria is dead, and the owners of the sovereignties must brace up within the framework that has been provided now to take back their sovereignties and begin to take charge. Because we charge them in this presentation of today, this press conference of today, to take charge of their own safety in their spaces. The federal government has abdicated, the state governors are abdicating. So it comes down to the people, and the NINAs have provided a framework within which they can provide, take charge of their own everything and begin to rearrange their societies for how they can not only survive but thrive in their natural spaces. It's called the right to self-determination. So there's no secession in the manner that people are talking about, or even treason. If there's any treason, it is the people who put our signature to a document we didn't make, and then drawing power and authority from it for 21 years. They're committing treason against all of us. And if after 21 years they're not willing to listen, they are now going to be brought face to face with the people they have impoverished so much, people they are killing with reckless abandon and supervising their annihilation. That's really where we are.
Okay, let's go and watch this Adefarson's video, Paul Adefarson's video, and then we can know exactly what we're talking about better. Let's have a look at it.
Will be able to deliver on God's purposes for this nation. Does he have a purpose for it? Of course. Look at the amount of resources he has put in Nigeria. Look at the resilience of the Nigerian. Look at how Nigerians are succeeding everywhere in the world, whether they left Nigeria 400 years ago or left Nigeria on a plane 50 years ago. They excel. We're at the top of the treasury in the United States. We're at the top of the World Bank. The list is very long in all the sciences and in all the arts. So the problem is not Nigerians. It is Nigeria and its constitution. The document upon which we were formed was a few soldiers who put it together and their surrogates. And that's what's supposedly holding us together. The foundation is that document. And if that foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? We've got to go back to the foundation. The next administration must not access power until we have a veritable constitution that is truly the document of we the people.
We the people!
You hear what I'm saying to you? Anything else is a fraud. Nigeria is a scam. It's a scam, and it's perpetuated itself too long. It's time to do something about it. No politician has the right to talk to us on this matter unless they believe as we believe. On this matter, Nigeria can do better, she can get better, and she can win. We are suffering in Nigeria in our hundreds of millions, whereas we need not to. We could easily be one of the top 3 countries in the world with the kind of resources we have. And it's about time that we let the international community know that they must be partial. Don't come and tell us that you're protecting democracy. Don't come and tell us
protecting democracy. We're suffering in Nigeria. The problem is not with Nigerians, but with Nigeria, and the problem is with that document that the nation, the union, was formed. The people are suffering. The people's power is what we want to, what has been activated today. What do I need to do? What do everybody needs to do to make sure we don't stay long where we are? We want to get there so quickly, Tony. Can you hear me, sir? I think Tony is doing something to his camera. Let's just do this one quickly. While I'm waiting for him to come back, what we're trying to do is to make sure that the people power that we're fighting for, that we're talking about, how do they actually activate it? What do everybody needs to do? So let's go back to Tony quickly, because I think he's back online now. Can you hear me, Tony?
We're like people trapped in a prison compound.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Just make sure that the people power.
But I can hear him now. If we talk about, yeah, I can hear him well here. If you can hear us, we go.
That one is late. That one is very late. That one is late.
Right.
Can you hear me, Tony?
Very clearly.
People trapped in a prison compound. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Right. So as it,
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, as it were, there's nothing to delay anybody anymore. The prison compound we are in is
hold on, let's resolve it first. Yeah, let's resolve that problem. I think one of the chap in the studio in Nigeria touched something there that's causing problem. I'm sure they will try and resolve it as a matter of urgency. We cannot hear him from the broadcast because the broadcast is delayed. He has to hear him from your own system. we have to hear Tony from your system, guys, not from the broadcast, because the broadcast is delayed. While we're waiting for Tony, so the ball is in our court now. The ball. When you're ready, just give me a thumb up. Yeah, Tony, when you're ready, give me a thumb up. Can you hear me now? Oh, no, it's still delayed, yeah? So what we need to do now is we need to find out what I need to do, what you need to do, what you need to do, what you need to do. Yes, you, the lady, the lady over there, the one, yes, you, what you need to do yourself to activate this, and it's been activated. So what we need to do now is to find out what everybody needs to do to make sure we get results, we get to where we're going, and we do what we have to do to free ourselves. The ball is in our court now. It's been taken away from the presidency. It's been taken away from our legislative, our arms of government. It's now in the hand of the people. So the people's power is what is needed now to make sure that everything works well. Let me go back to Tony and see whether Tony can hear me. Tony, can you hear me now? Tony, can you hear me now? Okay, I think what we might have to do is to go on a very short break, and then when I come back, I will have been able to resolve the problem that we have there. So don't go away. Stay tuned, please, guys.
Heritage TV. Heritage TV.
Everybody in London, have you heard that Heritage Television has come up with something new? All your functions and celebrations can now be multi-camera live stream. That was only reserved for the rich and famous. Having a function in London can be viewed clean and clear immediately from any part of the world. Trust Heritage TV to give you a better reach. Heritage Television also does photography that will make you the envy of all your friends and family. Heritage Television is the best. All your functions like birthdays, funerals, weddings, church anniversaries or harvest. Heritage Television is the master. We are in the heart of London with an ultra-modern equipped studio. You can call us on 020-800-46100 or email us info@heritagetv.co.uk or mobile 0734 1234 560. Heritage Television will do you proud.
Okay. I think we're back. Tony, if you can hear me, can you give me a thumb up? Thumb up? Yeah, fantastic. So let's go back to Tony quickly. We'll make sure we make it very snappy now so that it doesn't cause trouble again. Tony, so the people's power has been activated over the constitution. Yes. In every struggle, they always have this arm that belongs to the people. So now that the people's power has been activated, what is the request of each individual to do to make sure we get out of these things as quickly as possible? We don't want to sleep on it.
Very quickly. And if we do these things, this matter will not take 3 months to get to where something gives way and that sovereignty begins to come back to the owners. Those 3 things are: let everybody who is literate enough to write their names, anybody who can get on social media, anybody who can get on the internet, let them get information on what we say has to be done. Because those who do not have information, they may have all the education in the world, but if they do not understand what constitution means and what the taking down of constitution means in the manner we are doing it now, continue to go hit their heads against the rock. Some say they want Biafra now. The others say they want to do a republic now. Whereas the root to it is taking the constitution that brings Nigeria to prepare your space. Information, to disseminate information. Those who understand can begin to explain to the other people. There's a petition that is, been developed. The petition before the UN Security Council. People can go online and sign. Go to www.freedomfromnigeria.com or www.ninasfn.org, where that all the information that we require and even the actions to take are to be found. But more importantly, talking about people's power, there's only one task. There's only one task we are going to be calling up on our people to perform. And that task is to stop the political parties from dragging us to another round of election under this constitution. The political parties are the only ones that contest election. The life of that constitution can only be renewed by election. The next election is 2023. The people holding us hostage, they now realize that we have defeated that constitution. They have decided to play a card of throwing up power. They say only them will govern us forever before. Now they've come to a new realization and they're throwing up that power towards the south. They want the Yoruba to compete against the Igbo so that the core of the heart of our alliance will be shattered. So election is the only thing to use to revive the life of that country. Therefore, if we in preventing them from taking us to election, then they will never be able to save that constitution. We have the constitution in a chokehold. It's dead now. The only way it can come back to life is if we allow them to drag us to election, who does all of the things we are doing. We allow the caliphate to drag us to election under this constitution. So what are people do? If we come, let's go. Stop the political parties. Our people who want to end the killings happening to them, to end the poverty that has overtaken them, to end everything they reject in Nigeria, it is that constitution that is giving it out. And it is only by election that that constitution, the life of that constitution is renewed. It's only political parties that go to election. The winners of that election will, no matter even if it's your twin brother that wins the election, they will swear to defend and uphold that constitution. It is that constitution that brings Nigeria to your space. If you say you don't want Nigeria, you don't want Fulani to be marauding all over your place, and you are preparing to go to election under that constitution that will keep that constitution alive, then you are the one that is bringing that calamity upon others. Therefore, the political actors from the south and middle belt who are still doing political party, inviting people to get ready to go with them, to go and get PVC, to ask them what are they going to govern. And so it's now reached to tell them right now, not 23, right now, that most shop is only doing to keep that constitution alive. The caliphate, the Fulani want to drag us to that election by all means. Therefore, they are not even going to, they may not even be fielding any candidate. They say, okay, all of you come and be president, after boasting that nobody else will ever be president. And so the battle comes down to what our people can do by themselves. Go and face the people doing political party in your neighborhood. Tell them that they are the ones holding the ladder for the enemy. Insist that they can't go in your name to another election. If we're able to do just that, and it is by going to sit down to look at the information, the videos are there, the documents written, even the one we put out today. The declaration of December 16 is there. The one of March 17 is there. That will guide, that will tell the full story so that our people can understand exactly where we are now. If the prison gate is open and you are refusing to come to pass through it until the people who put you there come back to find a way to close it back. If we go to election in 2023 under this constitution, then that gate may well close back. If by the close of June, if we do what we need to do, by the close of June in 2021, we will have come. It becomes clear to everybody that election will happen, and then that constituted, you can demonstrate that constitution of master and servant. That's why we're inviting them. We're not asking them to go to Abuja to go and fight anybody or to go to fight. No. Those people doing political party in your neighborhood, whether they are PDP or they are APC or form party, tell them that they are to the life of that constitution that is the prison company. It is that constitution that is the shadow holding you. Is that constitution that sees your land? That bring Fulani to Yewa? Is that constitution that brings Father to be the is that Fulani constitution that the hands cannot be that going to we do the election and join in saying that no further elections can happen in your space. That's all we need to do. Leave the rest to us.
Tony,
I'm done.
Fantastic. Yes. So we need to rise up and said no election, no collecting of rights.
Political parties close shop.
Yes.
It's not boycott. It's not boycott. We're not talking about boycott that will happen in 2023. We're saying inside April, inside May, inside June, let there be nobody that is doing political party business in any neighborhood in the South and Middle Belt. If we do that, it becomes clear to them that we've rejected that constitution. That's the only way we can demonstrate that we have rejected that constitution, so that we can go to transition. And they are not coming along. We proceed with our self-determination processes. And if we develop election, right, tell the political parties that they must close shop now. They will be telling you, okay, we're going to do it better tomorrow morning, and then the Fulani are only looking for how to save that constitution and the union. And it is only that election of 2023 that will enable them to do that. They are throwing money all over the place. We see what Tinubu is doing. We see what the ones in the East that say they want Igbo presidency are doing. By which constitution are they going to govern? 36 states will still remain. The 68 terms of exclusive list will remain. The politicians who win elections are going to be getting 50, 60 million every month. The governors 10 billion, 5 billion every month. Which part of it are they giving to any office in 1999? So we don't have a democracy. That constitution is the reason we don't have democracy. That's the reason Fulani can come to Kene Baraka, in Yewa, to go and be. We must now stand up and tell them we have rejected that constitution and that the political parties must close shop. Now, that's the only thing we are required to contribute. If we are not prepared to undertake that task, AK-47 will turn up at our various doorsteps at their own time. If they manage to take us to election, that constitution will survive. If that constitution survives, Nigeria belongs exclusively to them, and they're going to kill anybody they choose to kill. Licensed by that constitution. So it is not a matter of life or death. If we want it, we must stop the political parties from dragging us to election under that constitution. And the time to stop them is now. This period of consultation, if our people will get all of the other things that this one, be out of this bondage in a matter of months. Even ahead of the 120 days, we say we require to talk to all the segments of society before we now, we say the proclamation of December. We said that our to that we had it from Paula Farashi. Nigeria become a scam. It's trap for all its constituents in the South and Middle Belt. And it is that constitution that the Fulani is holding on to hold on the guns in the land and to seize everybody's assets. Why are we sustaining it for them? Only the political parties that are seeking self-benefit for themselves are dragging us to go in that constitution. So if we want to live, we should be prepared to take down that constitution. The strategy for taking down that constitution is to halt the political parties right now, to compel them to put in your neighborhoods. If you don't do that, you will go and get it when the Fulani does them. If you do that, the Fulani will be out of it.
Wow. Thank you very much.
It's a choice to be made.
Thank you very much, Tony. I really appreciate the way you've actually elaborated it. Yeah. We are not boycotting the election in 2023, but we will make sure that the political parties does not function before 2023, so that there will not be a need for an election.
No will happen under this constitution any further. We have to halt the journey, the voyage, stop the journey right now, journey to death. Stop the journey, and the way to stop the journey is to tell the political close shop until you have settled the question of whether we want to live together, and if yes, a referendum, how we will, until it's done. Let us, the demands of the proclamation of 2020, December 16, the Nina's proclamation. Let us go to the March 17 to see that proclamation. Let us go to see this phase of interface, the discussion with the we cannot continue to operate in ignorance, and people are just making all kinds of noises, pretending you need knowledge in this age. Go and do what you to do. Nobody is going to shoot at you. Has anybody shot at anybody in Ibadan today?
No.
The big media are covering what we are down. The owners of Nigeria rejected Nigeria. That creates Nigeria defeated. We have no union anymore right now. If we do if our people will stop arguing, but they are dumb deaf. Stop arguing and go and look at what they do not know. We are going to solve this problem in a matter of 3 months. But if they continue to argue, Fulani will come to their doorstep with AK-47 before they wake up, maybe with their head off their shoulders.
Wow.
It's as simple as that. The choice can be made now. We go to Nigeria. Go to the party on the street. Anybody fly a political flag in the neighborhood is it for that Fulani man coming to kill you. Them where they going party they are in 1999. Wow.
That was very much.
That's the way to life. That's to live. This prison gate is open. Prison gate now. If our people will listen, they will march out of it. Yoruba will march into their freedom. Eastern Nigeria will march into their freedom. Middle Belt will march into their freedom, and nobody's going to
hold them.
Fire one shot at them. Nobody's going to be them back or fire any shot at them, because we are now an alliance with a majority. Can the Fulani start a fight with all of us at the same time?
No, that's not possible. Anyway, thank you very much for that.
How many are they? That's why they our liberation is in our hand now. It's within reach.
Yes. While we're waiting for Tony's bandwidth to come back to life properly, because he has actually shown us exactly what we need to do. He told us we're not. So many people have been asking me that question. Are we boycotting the election? But thank God I didn't even ask him. He knows exactly what we need to do, and he has actually spelled it out in plain terms, plain English. Nothing more than what you need to do. Tell the political party in your area to close shop. How do you do that? When they bring a bag of rice to you, you tell them no, you're not in operation anymore. If they bring their money to you, tell them no. If they want to campaign in your area, you force them to stop it. No campaign in my area. There's no election. So these are some of the things we need to do to make sure it works for us. I think Tony is saying something. Go ahead, Tony.
Yes, I said it is not, because waiting for bag of rice is when elections come. We don't even want them to start the journey to election. We should be able to tell them now that it is the political parties that have been sustaining this constitution. Therefore, They must dress back. I'm sure you heard Pastor Adefarashi say it, that the politicians and the parties should just dress back from this, except they agree with us. The Constitution is a sham. The Constitution is a fraud. It is that Constitution that has brought all calamity on us. The political precedence of the Constitution. The election is the only way they can carry on. It is written. We are the ones who vote in those elections. Anybody who is not paying, stop us to elect them to that constitution. The Fulani have no means of saving that constitution right now. They thought they could drag us to National Assembly. Then you saw what we did with them. We told them National Assembly does not have the power to make constitution. Simple. And National Assembly was forced to. So they can't go to amendment because amendment does not solve the problem. We have not made any constitution. And if we don't have a constitution, then we don't have a union. Because it's that constitution that says we, the people, are submitted into a union. The Yoruba submit into union, the just submit into union, the Fulani impose all of it. Seize all our assets. Seize all the guns. And they're killing us now to wipe us out, to bring Fulani from to put in a. They're waving democracy flag, they're waving PDP and APC. Salvation will not come from PDP or APC or election. Let them ask them to shop until we decide whether we're or not. That's where we are. Is we wish to do.
Wow.
If we are beginning to be.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tony. I really appreciate that.
I think yes, we can run now. Our people can please. It's a question of life and death now. If they listen to us, they will leave. If they refuse to listen to us, the Fulani may overtake them. And it's only one item. Can the Fulani drag us to election in 2023?
No, we shouldn't.
Or are we able to stop them in 2021? We can stop them because the people doing party in our neighborhoods are not Fulani people. They are our own sisters and brothers and cousins. We can tell them right now to close shop so that we can leave. If they don't close shop, they are the ones holding the ladder for the Fulani to swallow.
Wow. Tony, thank you very much for that. On this note, I will be rounding it up. Your last word on the program today, special advice for the media houses, what the media houses need to be saying to the people. I think Tony is frozen. What I'm trying to ask Tony is that, is there any advice for the media houses?
Document on the table.
Okay, the documents, the document from today, if you go onto Facebook and type Heritage Multimedia Corporate Services, Heritage Television Corporate Services.
Documents have on the table.
Okay.
Power. We've been long and we're keeping a lot of people. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate you. We're gonna let Tony go now. But what we need to do exactly is to make sure everything is okay now. I want to thank Tony very much for what he has done for me today and for what he has done for us. Tell the political party in your area to close the shop. On this note, I want to thank you for being with me, all you guys, all my regulars, all the new one, all the JJC, all the regular one. I want to thank you all for your service to humanity today. I really appreciate you. Until later on, that I will be coming your way again tonight, I want to say thank you, bye-bye, and God bless you. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the newly formed Ududuwa Nation.
Yeah. Yellow, 802.